They've rounded the hill. The radio crackles, then goes quiet. I lower the volume and listen. Hooves, snorts, the wet slap of mud. A whole herd of wild boars is moving through the fog, straight toward our position. Don't shoot, Karen whispers. Not yet. Down in the stream, one boar slips, tumbles, and vanishes behind reeds. Another breaks off from the herd. The ground is slick like ice. One wrong step and you're down with it. The dogs are closing in, but the boars don't panic. They turn, they test the wind, they learn. Guide us, a voice says on radio. They're coming to you. Another herd behind. We kill the signal. Silence. The plan isn't a shot, it's a funnel. Let them pass. Let them drop into the pit. Then, in the dark, a small boar steps out first, and everything stops. If we fire too early, they scatter into the forest, and we lose them for hours. If we wait too long, they hit us. Tonight isn't sport, it's survival, and the quota is one mistake away. Keep your safety off. Karam taps my shoulder and points to the stream bed. In the dim light, the herd is no longer a single shadow. It is split into lines, each boar choosing a different path through brush and stone. That's what makes wild boar hunting terrifying in real terrain. 1 second you're watching a group, the next second you're surrounded by individuals. Savas crouches beside me, eyes locked on the slope. They'll cross here, he mouths, tracing an invisible corridor between two boulders. The dogs whine, noses high, but we hold them back. A radio hiss tries to creep into our ears again, so I twist the dial until there's only a thin static and the sound of our breathing. Below, a small boar steps into the water, tests it, and backs away. Behind it, a heavy adult boar moves with the confidence of something that has survived traps, bullets, and winters. It doesn't rush. It listens. It pauses whenever a pebble rolls. I've seen deer bolt. Boars don't bolt, they negotiate. Karam whispers a rule of the ridge. If you spook the first one, you lose the last 10. So we wait, counting seconds like coins. A second message breaks through, Vergen's voice urgent. Another herd is coming from behind you. Karam raises a hand. Stop. We shut the radios completely. In the forest, sound travels weird. A careless word bounces off rock and becomes a warning. Our plan is simple and brutal. Guide them, don't chase them. Let the herd commit to the downhill route. Then close the angles so they choose the pit. The pit is not a myth, not a movie trick. It's an old erosion bowl, a natural pocket where loose soil collapses under weight. We discovered it during tracking last week when fresh hoof prints ended in a chaos of skid marks. That's where we set up, not to celebrate, but to end the day quickly and cleanly. A humane shot, one target, one quota, no suffering, no chaos. That's what we tell ourselves. The lead boar finally moves. It slips between the boulders exactly where Savas predicted. The rest follows, a dark river of muscle and bristle. My heart beats against the stock of my rifle, but my finger stays straight along the frame. Not now. Karam breathes. Let them pass. And then, from the left, the dogs catch a scent we didn't plan for. Something sharp like fear, and they surge forward with a single bark. In that instant, I remember why boar hunters respect the wind more than the weapon. One swirl of scent and the herd will reverse, climbing back over the ridge like a stampede of shadows. Karam signals for a slow whistle, our train recall, while Savas checks the mud for fresh slots, reading the direction like a map. I taste iron in my mouth, not blood, just nerves. The camera on my chest blinks a tiny red. Later, this footage will be called Wild Boar Encounter and Night Hunt in the Forest. But right now, it's just a lesson. Stay quiet, stay steady, stay alive. If the dogs break formation, we lose control of the funnel, and the boars gain the hill in the dark. Tonight, Karam's whistle cuts through the trees, thin and controlled. The dogs hesitate, then circle back, nails scraping wet stone. For a moment the herd freezes, every head angled toward the sound, every ear a satellite dish. This is the most dangerous second in a wild boar hunt, when everyone knows everyone is there, and one move decides the next hour. Savas leans close. "Wind's shifting," he murmurs. I feel it too, a cold ribbon sliding down the slope, carrying our scent toward the stream. Karam changes a plan, without words. He points to a fallen log that bridges a narrow gully. If the boars choose a log, they'll avoid the pit completely. If they avoid the log, gravity does the rest. We spread out, not running, never running. Slow steps, boots placed on rock, hands signaling like a silent film. The herd advances again, but now it's broken into clusters. 3 large boars tight together, a pair hanging back, and the small one still near the front, like a scout that doesn't know it's a scout. I watch the small boar because it tells the truth. It sniffs, turns its head, and steps left away from the log. The adults follow. Their hooves churn the slope into sliding mud. One boar skids, regains footing and grunts, annoyed more than afraid. Another boar swings wide, testing an escape line through thorn bush. Karam angles his body, not threatening, just present, and the boar chooses the open route. That's the art of tracking and guiding. Pressure without panic. We reach the lip of the erosion bowl. The pit is deeper than it looked in daylight. A rough funnel of loose soil and broken roots. If the herd drops in its speed, they can't climb out fast. That's why it works. That's also why it's cruel if you mishandle it. Karam repeats the rule under his breath. 1 shot, 1 clean end. In ethical hunting, the goal isn't drama. The goal is responsibility. You don't fire to prove you can. You fire when you must. The first adult boar commits, sliding into the bowl with a spray of dirt. 2 more follow. The small boar stops at the edge, confused, then scrambles down after them. The sound is like heavy rain on dry leaves. My sight picture floats over the largest boar's shoulder, and I hold it there while my mind argues with my heartbeat. Then the radio, forgotten in my pocket, crackles by itself. Battery loose, contact restored, and a stranger's voice bursts out. "Don't shoot. Let them go the other way." Every head turns. The herd surges. The dogs tense. Karam's eyes flash. Now or never. I exhale, squeeze, and the forest swallows the report. When the echo dies, the slope is silent again, too silent. And in that silence, something else moves inside the pit. Something that isn't boar at all that I click on my headlamp, keeping the beam low. The light reveals clawed roots and a rusted piece of wire, like an old snare half buried in soil. Then the beam catches a pale shape wedged under a rock, an animal skull, not fresh, polished by seasons. The pit has collected stories. Karam holds up a fist, freeze. No one talks. Even the dogs stop breathing loud. In the pit, The boars are packed tight, bristles raised, but their eyes aren't on us anymore. They're staring at the far wall, where the soil has collapsed into a narrow black opening. I didn't notice it before, a low tunnel carved by water, just big enough for an animal to crawl through. That's where the movement came from. A soft scrape echoes from inside. Then another. The sound is wrong for hooves. Too careful, too slow. Savas raises his light and immediately lowers it again, as if the beam itself could trigger disaster. Karam whispers, barely audible, "This bowl is older than our map. Anything could live in there." He isn't trying to scare me. He's stating a fact hunters learn late. The forest is rooms you never see until night forces you to look. The boar's shift is one, trying to press away from the tunnel. That tells me more than any rumor. Wild boars will challenge dogs, rush fences, even turn on a hunter if cornered, but they don't fear small animals. Whatever is in that tunnel is something they remember. And then, with a sudden rush of air, the tunnel breathes out a smell like wet metal and old leaves. The radio in my pocket clicks again, and Vergen's voice comes through, faint but clear. They're turning back. Another herd is coming down the ridge. Karam's jaw tightens. 2 herds, a trapped pit, a tunnel, too many variables. He makes the only decision that keeps everyone alive. We end it, we exit, we don't investigate. 1 clean shot was enough, he says. Now we leave. We back away in slow steps, keeping lights low, guiding the dogs by their collars. The boars, still alive, churn and clatter, looking for an escape route that isn't the tunnel. I don't watch them. I watch the opening. For 1 second the darkness shifts, as if something inside leaned forward to see us. The headlamp catches a reflection. 2 brief points, like eyes, but they vanish before I can focus. We reach the tree line, and only then do we breathe. The second herd passes above us like distant thunder, never seeing our silhouettes. When it's safe, Karam finally turns the radio on. Static. Then a single sentence repeats from an unknown channel. "Don't shoot, let them go the other way." It plays twice, then dies. Back at camp, everyone asks for the story. I don't tell them about the tunnel. I only upload the footage and title it with the truth people search for. Wild boar herd, forest night, radio warning, and the pit. But if you pause at the exact moment after the shot, frame 11,842, you'll see the tunnel move. And once you see it, you'll understand why we never went back. If you've ever wondered how close a simple hunt can get to survival moment, this is it. Watch with headphones, because the smallest sounds matter. The whistle, the mud, the radio glitch. And tell me in the comments, was that reflection an animal or something else? Subscribe for more true-style wilderness mysteries.